Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Hey, welcome to another fine edition
Exciting.
of Excitement Abounds. Spiritual Beer
Christmas
Review.
extravaganza.
Yes.
Spectacular.
This is the last fucking item on my Christmas list.
Game of Thrones for the throne. And then we have a special guest, Jammer Fan, doing one of his. Go ahead, Jammer Fan.
Oh, hey guys, thanks for having me on. It's awesome. Your Christmas specials are legendary, at least to me. And it sucks that, it sucks that you can't have as much of the traditional Christmas music on, not even the instrumental versions, without these robots descending on you and messing with your channel. You already got taken down just because of like some half-clad butt cheeks. Like you guys already, the first channel got taken down just because of like not even naked butt cheeks, like half-clad, like semi-naked butt cheeks.
Right.
And that was, well, that's what you guys think. And I think that's, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Sometimes these algorithms just go haywire and they just screw somebody over. Like, we haven't perfected robots yet, Like, AI isn't flawless. There's a certain...
Yeah, they said it was something sexual, something or explicit.
Yeah, something sexual content.
Yeah, and so that's
and there was never sexual content on your guys' channel. The closest is, that the butt cheek, the thong butt cheek thing. Yeah, I mean that was.
But it's just a picture, and it was on for.
But it was there for like 6 years before they cared about it. So that's kind of suspicious and dumb.
Well, I mean, we put it on a new video, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like I said, I go on there. You look up twerking or whatever. You see women and performers, doing the twerk and all that stuff, which is much more sexually explicit than a picture of a woman butt in a bikini, thong bikini.
Right. Let's get back to the beer, though. What are you doing, Jammer Fan?
Well, luckily, thank you guys. I had a quick second to discuss, before you guys went on. And since you guys were drinking, a very robust, is it 14%? What's the ABV? First of all,
9.5.
9.5. All right. Well then, yeah, I think that 1.5 of these are 6.6%. I'm thinking a Two Below time. Do you guys remember this beer, Two Below, from like about 10 years ago from New Belgium? It was their winter warmer. This is their throwback series, only available in the Folly Pack.
Called Two Below or?
Two Below, yeah.
Two Below. That sounds familiar.
It's an ESB, English Special Bitter. Probably one of the first craft winter beers I had before I even had a winter warmer. It's 6.6%.
Yeah, we did an ESB, or we talked about it a week or two, right?
Yeah, maybe it was the time you were intoxicated.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember much of that. Luckily, Julia, she's my guiding angel. I'd obviously be dead in the street if it wasn't for Julia. So, cheers, Julia. She's in New Mexico right now, and I'm in charge of taking care of the house and the cat. So she just hopes it's not going to just be burnt to the ground when she gets back. But I'm doing my best, guys.
She'll stay with family for Christmas, or?
Yeah, her family's in New Mexico, and I'm sure they'd love to have me there, but with the COVID thing and everything else, and also if I left, then we'd have to get somebody to have to come house sit here, and that's another vector of disease. It was better for me just to stay here and hold up, kind of like The Shining.
Beer.
I'm going to be in a snowy house for 10 days by myself.
Yeah.
Better for you to stay home and drink beer, right? Yeah.
But yeah, and the cat's happy. I mean, me and this cat get along so good. Her name's Dweezil, and she always just cuddles on me. Like a lot of cats want to attack me, but this cat just loves to cuddle on me, and she just loves Christmas lights and beer. If I'm drinking a beer, she'll come cuddle on me and just nestle up against the beer.
Hot smells like
just wants cat beer.
Yeah.
Catnip, yeah. Shag Dog Joan for the catnip. Yeah, she's like, I'm drinking those dank IPAs, and she's wanting to nuzzle in on it, you know?
The beer we're doing, it does have, like Jammer said, 9.5%. It's a Belgian Pale Strong Ale.
So this is the Game of Thrones series, right?
Yeah.
For the throne.
So this one is supposed to represent what?
For the throne. That's all.
Is it supposed to represent the Iron Throne?
Yeah, see the front of it.
Yeah. So what's the theme of the beer though? What kind of style is it?
Here, winter is here. The wall has fallen, and the final battle for Westeros is underway. Complex and compelling, yet delicate and refined. For the Throne is our tribute to the final occupant of the Iron Throne. For the Throne begins with a Belgian-style golden ale base, which is co-fermented with a blend of Pinot Grigio and
Viognier? Is it Vognot?
Viognier.
It might be
Grape
the
juices.
I think that's Viognier. That could be wrong.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
French.
Grape juices after bottling. This luxurious libation undergoes a secondary fermentation with champagne yeast to achieve a sparkling effervescence and crisp, clean finish. Truly an ale fit for royalty.
Nice, guys. That sounds awesome.
Toss.
Shag Dog gets the one cork toss of the new channel.
So thinking back on my knowledge of wine, I think it is Viognier. I was thinking. So from what I know about, so I worked at a liquor store for a while, and there was a really awesome wine guy there who taught me a lot. And I think this Viognier style is going to have that muskiness to it. And usually when brewers use a grape in their process, they like to have something that's musky. So you get that like kind of fermented grape smell. And you guys have both worked in the beverage industry, so you should be thinking of like fermented, musky, extracted grape flavors.
Sorry, I left.
No, it's all gone.
You want me to try it again?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you because...
You think a Jammers fan talking threw me off?
Yeah, I think you got thrown off because it was talking in general.
Okay.
And normally there's no talking.
Talking during the cap toss. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, nope. You weren't thrown off by talking.
No.
You were just thrown off.
Aerodynamics of the cork.
Sorry, guys. I need to observe golf rules. My bad. I told everyone about golf rules.
That's just the talking or whatever. I know it throws him off. That's why every now and then you'll hear me go, like that to him when he's about to throw it.
But the point still stands. I'm really curious if you guys get this musky, like a musky grape from it. And you guys, like I said, worked in the beverage industry. You understand these aromas. You guys are experts, and I just want to see if you get this musky. If you guys get that Viognier, let's see if you guys get it.
Well, I can tell you right now, we got some floaties. It's very cloudy. It's a yellow to golden, like it said, golden ale type color.
Yeah, definitely float like cloudy, hanging down from the sky.
The head, it lasted for a while, but it's finally going down. But it was white and frothy, kind of.
It does have a little bit of a musky smell, but it has that
musty, but also you can tell there's grape juices that are added to it. You can just smell the grapes.
Yeah, it smells like Belgian piss.
I don't know. You know what Belgian piss smells like?
Every type of Belgian beer I've had.
So I should have added. So sorry, I want to amend what I said earlier that you should get the Viognier muskiness, but of course you're going to get that hay, that skunky cellar, those bubble gummy farmhouse notes. And when somebody said piss, it's kind of like that farmhouse, like bed of hay that a horse is pissed on. They call it horse blanket.
I'm a real Belgian person.
Have you guys ever heard of horse blanket? It's a real thing. It's a real descriptor. Horse blanket basically just means like it's a blanket in a barn that a horse is pissed on.
Yeah, I could see that.
The blanket should be on the horse, keeping the horse warm.
But have you guys ever heard of the Amarillo hop? Have you guys ever had? You guys have had Amarillo hop, right?
Yeah.
So if you do a single hop, especially a single fresh hop of the Amarillo, people say it's like cat piss. if you get a fresh. And it's interesting that there's like so much like pissy notes that can happen in all of alcohol or even cigars. People will say it's like got a manure-y, leathery.
Yeah, the cigars especially, you get the manure type, the leather.
Yeah. So why is it that those things are there? But I think it's just because it's like if something gets too sweet, then you have an acidic, something that comes in that balances it out. That's actually what makes something perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
This beer is going to make me write a new Christmas song. You ruined my Christmas. 2020 was starting to look better till I met you.
For the throne. You'll be on the throne after this one.
I'm glad that you guys let that rest for a while, though. That's pretty cool to have that now because it had some time to kind of develop some flavors, right? It's not a hoppy beer to begin with. So you don't have to worry about
took a sip of it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
All right, let me go ahead and take it.
It's a little filmy, too.
It must be kind of dank and funky and weird, right? Is that what's going on with that thing?
To me, I hate all Belgian beers. I don't know what it is.
Well, Jammer, he's a little more like tolerant of like those like assault flavors. He doesn't look happy, but
It's got a dank flavor to it. But it also, you can pick up the alcohol. It's not masking it very well. It's there. It's right below the surface.
What's the percent? 9.5? I think it's masking it pretty good, actually, for being 9.5.
I mean, they have to make these beers pretty good. If it's like the Game of Thrones, they're going to go with something safe, right? They're not going to go with something weird that everybody will pay in return to the store.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did what, all 5 of them? This fifth one or five?
Yeah.
I only really like 2 of them. Out of
It looks
5.
like a shitty Imperial Blue Moon or something, like something that would just be like that, like, you know, would just be like a, you know, a supercharged Blue Moon that you could just drink and it'd be okay, and you could, I don't know, is it like, it looks.
I like Belgian beers better than Blue Moon.
It does warm you. It does warm you.
It is a little warming, yeah.
It's like an Imperial Blue Moon. If you were to have like an Imperial Blue Moon,
But not that crappy fake wheat stuff they use in Blue Moon, whatever that is.
well, yeah, like an Imperial Blue Moon done right,
Right.
which
I don't know,
isn't
something
a
Blue
bad
Moon, whatever
thing.
the wheat they use, I don't know if that's wheat from Colorado or what, but that tastes horrible to me. Blue Moon.
I don't live close to the Coors factory, but I can walk to Budweiser, which is a shameful thing. But they have Goose Island there, though, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, that gave me a burp.
So there's a Budweiser in your area?
Yeah,
That's what it said.
I can actually see the Budweiser logo and the trucks going in and out from my house.
How long has that been there?
Oh, 20, 30 years at least,
Oh,
maybe
really?
even
Wow.
40, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I know they got one in New Jersey, of course, the one in St. Louis.
This is the Colorado one.
I think they have one in Georgia, I believe.
And they canceled it this year, but every year prior they had a thing called Brewery Lights, and you could go there and you could go to the Clydesdale. I have pictures of me in the Clydesdale like area. They weren't there the year I went, but I still had pictures of me in front of like the wall of like the Clydesdale wall. They have like all the famous trainers and like the people that have like bred these horses and like barrels of beer coming in and like black and white
How far are
pictures.
you from Golden?
Pretty far,
Oh, right.
but Budweiser's not in Golden. That's Coors.
Right. So that's why I'm wondering, how far are you from Golden? Because do they have competitions like softball games against each other, or flag football, or boxing matches, or anything like that?
I don't think so, man.
Since they're rival companies, you figured somebody. If I was the president, of course, let's call these fucks and see if they want to have a boxing match. Who's our top 10 toughest guys?
Yeah.
I think because they sell them they outsell them 5-1. There's no reason for like a match.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them.
For Coors, there's a reason now.
I mean, honestly, I like Coors Banquet more than I like Budweiser. I just
I like
look close to
Budweiser out of a
Budweiser.
bottle occasionally, every now and then. But
I like the little stubby Coors, Coors Banquet bottles. I like it.
I don't like the stubbies.
people will say that if they drink too much Bud regular, like the red can Bud, like Bud, regular, it'll give them a headache. And I kind of get that. Like sometimes, I don't know. Like
That's with the banquet.
I get it with Coors Banquet, but it might be the Colorado Budweiser because that Colorado water, Rocky Mountain water.
I don't know, man. I just I don't know what it is.
Something
But
like Colorado water.
I did like
everybody's smoking and they piss and it goes right into the water.
Yeah.
Did you guys have the it was the Nitro Special Reserve Budweiser that they had about 6 months ago?
In fact, we have a can of that and we can drink it.
Not tonight. No, fuck, save that for New Year's.
Well, I will say that was interesting. I thought that was way better than I would. If that was Budweiser, I would drink Budweiser more. But
I actually told Shag Dog when we did the review, I said, this is the best Budweiser product I've had in a long time.
I like Budweiser. I haven't had regular Budweiser in a while since we reviewed it, 2013 or something.
Yeah.
It was before we showed our faces. It was a can. And I went to this fat girl's house one time. She had a pool. I met her off a dating website, and she... On the website, she was cute, but I think she used pictures that were 10 years earlier, and she lied because on the website it said she was 45, but she actually told me she was 50. So I think she used pictures of 15 years prior. It looked like she was 35 in the picture, yeah.
So she looked like she in the picture 35, but she claimed she was 45,
But
and then she was really 50.
Yeah, and she had a raspy voice, like she'd been smoking for 100 years of her 50 years of life. But I went out with her for breakfast or something like that. She seemed like a nice person.
Breakfast, which would entail having a nightcap before breakfast.
No, just in the morning.
No, it's because old people get up early, man.
Yeah. Anyhow, I went out to breakfast with her. I was like that raspy voice, and she didn't look like her 35-year-old pictures, apparently. I blew her off, but then 2 weeks later...
Blew her off?
Cut her. I didn't respond back to her, but 2 weeks later, she's writing me. She goes, "Oh, you should come over. I live over off 54 west of Chapel. I got a nice pool. If you want to come hang out, just have a beer and just hang out." I was like, "You know what?" I said, "What kind of beer you got?" And she said, "Budweiser." I'm like, "Oh." I said, "Okay, what the hell."
So you went back over to the fat girl's house.
I went to her house, had two Budweisers.
Skinny dipped and drank beer.
I didn't skinny dip. She kept wanting me to get in the pool. Now,
dipped.
This is after my surgery,
But you dipped.
It was like about 3 or 4 months after my surgery. So I didn't skinny dip.
Yeah, but you dipped.
No, I got in the pool. I was like, I don't want to get in the pool. I got the surgery. She goes, "Oh, come on, it's nice. It was a little cool out, but the pool was warm." I put my foot in there.
Jeremy, you're gonna have to help me here. Is he trying to end this on a positive note? Because I'm not sure how he's gonna pull this off.
Oh, somewhat.
This is a typical Shag Dog story.
Anyhow,
you're supposed to just go for the ride.
Yeah. So I get in the pool.
Sit back, enjoy, and
she's trying to get close, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm just not feeling it with this girl." I got back out and drank that Budweiser. But then I was out drinking my Budweiser. She's like, "Come on back in, it's warm." Because I was cold, and I get up. Okay, I get in there, and then I got a hand job, and she started rubbing me, and she gave me a full hand job. I was like, "Oh well, it was worth the Budweiser, I guess." And then all my floaties came out floating all around the pool. I was like, "Oh shit!" She goes, "Oh, we got the automatic pool cleaner. That'll be all right, or whatever."
And how many other guys have been in the pool?
I know. that's what I was thinking afterwards. How many other guys are floaties around there?
Hey, can I interject one quick thing?
Yes.
I managed to line my laptop up with the background. So if you look at the background, I made the tree line up with. It looks like I'm now in the studio.
Yeah. Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of that. So I'm like, "Hey guys," I'm like, "It's all right. It's lame. Sorry." I just like, "Hey, I'm in the studio now, guys. Hey, let's go."
There we go.
Now, if you had some reef to line up with our reef above us, we'd be in good spirits with each other.
I can't do that, but still, I'm like, "Hey, live from Jag."
I will say that this beer, it does have the effervescence, the sparkling, the crispness, and all that stuff. It did have that as it described on the bottle. And it does finish dry. But to me, it's grapey, kind of grapevine-y. Kind of the floral, like Jammer Fan was saying about hay notes, that kind of stuff, And you were
probably a lot of shit.
Like the piss thing, does have that. But you talk about the mouthfeel. I mean, it's kind of almost a full bodied, wouldn't you say?
A little bit. I'd say a little bit more than medium, maybe. It's a little bit of a. It's kind of filmy a little bit.
Yeah.
It feels more full in the bag, but in the front end, once it goes past that front end, it feels like you just drank.
And I get like almost a
juicy.
vinegar.
A little bit, yeah. I think that's probably the grapes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
fermented
thinking. The grape, the fermentation of the grapes. What is it? Second fermentation they do.
I don't know, but it's been sitting in your fridge for, I think, for a year and a half.
Secondary fermentation with champagne yeast,
Oh.
and that would
Oh my god.
give it a champagne.
I'm allergic to champagne.
Well, good. We should have some interesting things happen. Hold on.
Just don't give me no Budweiser in the pool.
Jennifer Fan, what about your beer?
Well, guys, it's like you guys are drinking some kind of like crazy beer that's almost like a wine, right? Or a mead,
Yeah.
or
It's almost like a wine,
It's like
champagne.
a wine, Belgium
wine,
beer.
champagne, mead, crazy kind of thing. I'm just drinking something that honestly they brought back from my first years of drinking, which is the New Belgium. This used to only come in bottles, but they managed to print the label on the can. This is Two Below.
That was out in
it-
your first years of drinking?
Yeah, so this beer came out back in like 2008, 2009. That's when I got into craft beer. Before then, I thought Heineken was like craft beer. That was like 2007. And I remember I had Heineken Light one time, and I was like, oh, wow, this beer is great. It doesn't taste like anything in it. I could just get drunk off of it, and I was amazed by like Heineken Light. This was like 2007. So, yeah.
I mean, the regular Heineken, it has the floral grassy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're a pale lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the stank that Shag Dog.
Well, only if it's in a bottle and it's been out for a while. You drink it from a can. I mean, it does have a little bit of that stank, skunk, which basically.
Have you guys ever had a Heineken Light, though? There's actually a Heineken Light.
Yeah, I've seen it. I can't remember if we had it or not.
I haven't seen it
We
here.
had the Heineken Dark one time.
Yeah.
Well, I can say
Had
Heineken
6%er.
Light is really,
Remember Heineken
really,
6%er
really easy to
and
drink.
Beck's 6%er.
Is that what it was called?
No, when Bud Light
Oh.
Platinum came out,
Oh, yeah,
they had
Beck's had
the Beck's
Pearl.
Black or whatever.
something Black Pearl Ivory, what the hell it's called, yeah.
So this was the
remember
beer
that.
I trained with before I could have my first arrogant bastard ale from Stone.
Wow.
This is
you go.
I would say this tastes like an arrogant bastard light if I were to tell you guys what.
We've only done it. I've
And
only done
Shag
it.
Dog loves Arrogant Bastard.
We've only done it once.
Yeah.
But not
Arrogant
like
bastard's pretty bitter though. It punches if you have a fresh bottle of it, it'll punch you in your tongue.
He didn't
And
care
this-
much for it.
This was canned 3 weeks ago. I actually live, so what's crazy is that Odell and New Belgium and Budweiser are all within less than 5 miles of me. I'm like in this little node of beer out here.
I know
So,
you
like
keep
this-
bragging about it.
Well, if you guys come and visit, you can. I guarantee you can at least sleep in the garage. I could set up like a Jesus during Christmas,
The
like
nativity scene.
like a manger scene. Only
Yeah.
there'd be like kegs and like kegs and cots, and there'd be like a mechanical
go.
donkey that would I don't know. Sorry,
You would love that.
what?
Sleeping on a cock.
A cock.
It'd be like a hostel, but it'd be Colorado style. You guys would have like breakfast burritos in the morning and stuff. It'd be like a like a really like liberal hostel. Even though Shag Dog would hate that, he'd hate that people would give him free breakfast because that's too socialism.
Who's
I'm
paying
kidding.
for it?
Sorry.
It's free breakfast.
Well, who's paying for it?
What-
Taxpayers or the hotel?
No, he said he set up a manger scene in his garage.
Well, what about the
With
breakfast?
cock.
bit?
Huh?
Free
And
breakfast.
you
guys
give
would
you
get free
breakfast
breakfast
burritos.
burritos.
Oh, that's not socialism. That's friendliness. That's Catholic
But
Christianism.
But before we get too crazy down the rabbit hole, I'm actually a centrist. I'm willing to look at both sides. I know that's a crazy position to take right now, but I feel like it's actually the sanest because I'm willing to
Would you
listen to
rather
both
live in
sides.
China or America?
Do I want to live in China or America?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious. You can see the
America
this is-
has better beer.
This is actually the Chinese flag right here, Shag Dog. I'm a secret. I'm infiltrating I'm actually infiltrating.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just wondering.
No, of course I
want
want to live in fucking America.
Last year, I went out Christmas Eve. My deceased brother's nephew or his son and daughter were at my parents' house, and I left. I said, "Okay, I'm going out to the bar. Merry Christmas. See you tomorrow." And my mother was like, "Holy shit! Those two were here till midnight." And Jordan kept going on and on about how great China is. He's a Chinese communist supporter. He's going on and on and on about how great China is and how good they treat their people and stuff like that. So he's
Actually,
very brainwashed.
China's always screwed us on trade deals, and they're also like enslaving the Uyghurs right now, and that's a bad. I just learned how to say that word. It's hard to say. It's crazy over there,
like
but the
Muslims,
Uyghurs are like
Western Muslims.
Yeah,
Muslims.
Exactly, they are. And anyways, we should talk about beer. Beer.
Yeah.
And this is the Northern Star, the snowy Northern Star. Don't worry, it's not. It's C for Colorado, not commism. Don't worry.
You're not even pointing it directly at the camera.
I'm showing them what it's a cage. It's his little cuck cage.
It was sitting on your side.
Because I was going to show him your little.
So they actually corked and caged that beer. That's almost an insult because it's so bland seeming.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Well, it's because Iron Throne, they had to make.
Wait a minute.
Well, yeah,
we get to throw this too. So I get to throw this. You threw the cork.
Wait, that's too big though.
Yeah. Now you're saying it's too big for you.
Let's have a cap, kind of, right? You missed anyhow. And nobody was talking.
It was a good effort. It seemed like it flew past.
You should have threw it the regular way. You might have got it. What I suggested, instead of doing a cap toss like that, because it's pretty close. That's probably what? Like by the time we release it, 3 feet?
It's 5 feet.
Of course, the camera's only that big, right?
It's a smaller camera, too, than what we used to throw it at.
Lengthwise and everything. Yeah, that's what she said. But I say we get a bucket way across the room and throw it to the. I mean, because if you got a bucket, even though it's a bigger area to hit, like that wide, it's still further away. I think, and you hear a ting, when it gets in the bucket, and you didn't miss because it went in the bucket.
So I got a beer question for you guys.
Okay.
Are you guys getting like the medicinal off tastes that there on the beer?
Yeah, it tastes medicinal with that alcohol.
This one?
Yeah, like when the alcohol merges with the off ester notes and it gets band-aidy and medicinally.
Yeah. And a little bit, yeah. What I hate is the typical Belgian yuckiness. It's like halfway towards the back.
Yeah, when it gets warmer, it'll really kick in too, and then it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. See, when you see me do this little like that, that's the medicinal.
I'm starting to get buzz though. I'm drinking it faster now.
Well, I mean, at least it's high alcohol. Yeah, you got to drink it while it's cold, man. You guys got to I think you got to chug that, Shag. I think you guys got to
that. Yeah, I didn't want to get drunk tonight. I didn't want to do no strong shit.
Jammer took he dented that pretty hard.
Or no splitting whole beers. I wanted to have a couple, 4 or 5 beer reviews, maybe one shot of eggnog, and go home and enjoy Christmas.
But you still gotta I'm putting you guys can't see it, but I'm putting my finger on the beers right now. And Shag, you're 50% more beer than Jammer. You at least got to match him.
Well, I'm always like that, though.
Yeah, he's always slow in the beginning.
All right, well, let's make it interesting. If you match him, then
I won't be able to, because when I try to, then he starts chugging it, so I can never catch up with him, because when I start to chug down, he'll be like, oh, you're not beating me, chug it down.
But I'll drink with you, man. So it's a challenge.
See, what happened when we used to go out to the bars and stuff, I would drink mine really fast in the beginning.
Well, really, I drink.
And you would drink slow.
And
then I would slow up.
Oh yeah,
and he would
start to get buzzed, so they can start going down like water.
Yeah. So then it was nonstop. It was.
But I'm Shag Dog.
Let's do shots.
No, I would never have Shag Dog do shots. That's a bad idea. I'm Shag Dog's wingman. Call me Shag Dog FaN.
Oh, see.
Shag Dog's like, F you, man. F you. I don't care if this gets demonetized. Jammer FaN, I'm going to kick you in your face. Sorry, man. But no,
We're trying to monetize this channel, though. You want to help us?
But I'm just saying, dude. Like, if you get down to Jammer's level, I will match you. You can make me drink. Oh wait. Oh, whoa. Holy moly.
You still got
All right.
beer.
Bottoms up. All right. Getting my Zen on. Hold on. Merry motherfucking Christmas.
That's the head. Oh, that's all
You
lace.
still got beer.
That's head and lace.
That's beer.
Anyhow,
Drink it. That's
I
beer.
don't want. I'm gonna puke.
Look at that. That's beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it later.
That's flavor
All right.
saver.
Hold on to your horses. That was nasty.
Well,
Well, it wasn't delicious, that's for sure.
then tell us what you think about the. Describe it, man. You say nasty? Did you get a lot of Band-Aid? Was it like getting bubblegummy Band-Aid?
No, there was a lot of bubble gum in there.
No.
On that
No
one.
bubblegum, huh?
No,
I mean,
the
it might,
hay,
it
like
might be a
Band-Aid
little
hay?
bit of bubblegum, banana bubblegum maybe in there, but
no, I don't really. I
That was-
picked up the grapey,
the grapey and that nasty Belgium like skunk,
grapey kind of vinegar,
Yeah, wow.
sour, grassy.
Belgian.
Sounds
dank
interesting.
skank.
At least that's
little
not
bit.
anything that you would
It
expect.
wasn't as
right?
bad as some actual Belgian beers I've done. At least it's kind of Americanized a little bit. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it's it was
get
interesting,
worse. It
but
didn't
it
have
has a
that nasty-
medicinal flavor to it.
Yeah, it had that nasty Belgian, whatever that Belgian flavor. I gotta figure out what that flavor is in a lot of Belgian beers. It was in there, and I didn't like it, but it wasn't as bad as some Belgian beers.
Well, he's a big Belgian fan. Why don't you ask
I don't know
him?
what that dank. Maybe it's the dank stuff you were talking about earlier.
So horse blanket and cellar notes. So people will say things like cellar,
Maybe
Yeah,
that's what
horse
it is.
blanket.
I mean, I've been in some
Hey.
basements in my time,
Yeah,
I'm
basement.
sure you have.
but that's not the basements I've been in.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Yeah, there's a lot of lotion smell down that one.
So let me ask. So people will say this, Shag Dog. They'll say, you know that smell you get right before the rain, where it's like a dew.
Yeah, it's
like
not
a-
like that. I know.
It's like a mineral dew.
I know what
I
you're
don't
talking about
understand.
because there's
Those are
some
the kind
basements
of
that smell
like-
like that.
It does
just-
have a mineral quality. This beer.
But this doesn't have that taste that do like you're talking about the when it rains it almost smells like
Sure.
certain basements.
But I'm
smell.
just saying that the mineral part of that is only one part. Like that morning dew is like mineral plus musky, and I was like, maybe there's tiny parts of that are a part of what you're smelling.
It could be. It wasn't too bad though. I've had some horrible.
But I don't know.
Belgian beers.
I'm not smelling it. I'm just saying. I'm just
I
giving
wouldn't
you.
be able to chug that down if I was a typical Belgian that I hated. I wouldn't have done that. I'd be yakking right now.
Yeah, because he doesn't like the sweetness of the
That
Belgians.
weird, sweet, whatever it is. What is
And,
that?
and honestly, these beers weren't meant to be that good, right? They were meant to pass off to tourists or rubes who just wanted to buy a funny beer. And
up?
you guys are doing it because you like the show and you're connoisseurs and you're interested. But there are people that are actually like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a good beer. And they're just getting
Yeah.
fooled into getting it, right?
Yeah, what's the? Oh,
Hey, is
I
that
don't know.
Diddy?
yeah, yeah.
We got Jammer fan on with us
Say hi,
too.
Jana
Yeah.
fan.
I think
Show 'em
Diddy's
on the
awesome.
camera.
What's up, Diddy? I like your work, man.
Why do it look like you guys are shooting a porn?
Because we are.
Of course he talks shit.
We're waiting for our main star to show up. Get over here, bitch.
We got Shag Dog brought the dildo and the penis cage.
What are you doing? You
Nah,
baking
Diddy
your,
always
cheesecake?
talks shit. I think he talks more shit per second than anybody talks shit. Like, he's ready to fight.
Yeah. They closed shop at 4 o'clock today, and what happened? What time did you guys actually get all the people out of there?
Oh, fuck. We had this old couple. They didn't leave until
6.
5:10.
5:10.
Get out there till almost 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, well, I had to hurry up and run to get a pizza
Shit.
before they closed. So.
When I used to do customer service, sprint long distance, there like Christmas Eve working. The first year wasn't too bad. I got out of there at 9 o'clock. I was like, okay, and my shift was till 11. They're like, oh, who wants to go home? Okay. The next year, fucking like quarter of 11, I'm like, fuck, when we going home? No calls, taking one call an hour. Oh, well, we can't let you go home because this many calls are expected in the queue, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck, I took one call the past hour. I mean, come on, dude. I should have just walked out because they fired me 4 months later.
Shocker.
Yeah. I should have
I
told
heard
them
that
when they
too.
fired me because I didn't hit my sales percentage. I was like, well, you guys kept me here all night Christmas Eve. I had fucking 2 calls in 5 hours.
Yeah.
Should have told them. I say, I was looking for a job when I found this one, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hey, you want to join all of
You wanna
us?
join or?
Yeah, I have to go. Yeah, send me a link. I have to.
All right, we'll do a new one.
We'll do a new one. We'll send you a link a little bit.
Alright, I'm doing England, so.
Yeah, that's fine. We know.
Yeah, we know you're a Yingling guy.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Don't forget your
Santa Claus hat on.
penis cage.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were going to stick a gerbil in there and put it up somebody's ass or something.
Well, Shag Dog was thinking about it.
That'd have to be a small gerbil. You'd have to get just his face in there.
Yeah. All right.
We should actually catch a gerbil, see if we can put his face
No, I'm not into gerbils.
in. not to do anything sexually with a
I'm
gerbil.
not into doing anything sexually in that manner or with gerbils.
Just
in
put this
period.
on a gerbil's face, and then
Gerbil is just a big rat.
It's almost like what's that badminton? Then you could get the badminton paddles out and whack the gerbil around. You know?
So there actually is a Jammer fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's real?
Yeah,
Right
you
there.
saw him right there.
Well, I did see him, but I'm like, I always thought he was a fake person.
That's what
Yeah, that's what Shag Dog, the rumor
Oh,
that he spread, the
for
propaganda, the
Well,
fake
it wasn't
news.
rumors.
But the truth is, there was a Jammer fan, and it has always been there.
Fake.
Yeah.
Not me.
But
Man.
it just was weird because even when we first started doing live beer reviews, Jammer Fan never came on. And then when he finally first
And the crazy thing about it
First
is he
time-
put a message on my Facebook for you to see, but you never looked at it. And
Anyhow.
it was back in 2014, 13, 12, somewhere around there.
first time he ever showed up to a live thing where he was typing, it was like a night you weren't on or you're at work. And I'm like, this is James at work. I bet doing this shit.
Yeah, that's what CNN
See?
said. It was Jammer the whole time.
That's what CNN said.
He left. I was about to talk to him, and he left.
All right. We'll
No.
send you a link a little bit,
What?
Diddy.
Sorry, just throwing my hat on, man.
All right.
See, that's the stuff I had to put up with, Jammer fan.
Jammer Fan. He's
Stuff I
now,
had to put up with.
he's now a Shag Dog Fan.
Uh,
Did you do Shag Dog Fan account at one time?
I did not. I'd actually. I mean, I've just always been Jammer.
See, I don't know who did that because they left one. Somebody did a Shag Dog Fan and they did one comment one time and that was it. I never saw
that
it.
was you.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't get the.
You were
I-
so upset.
I could barely take care of one or YouTube account instead of 2 or 3.
Well, that's true. You're very technologically challenged.
It's too much. It's my dementia.
But you guys can verify that A, I'm real, and B, that I'm not gay because you've talked to my girlfriend 2 times now.
Unless it's some woman you
Unless
hired,
it's a-
because she's not here tonight.
Yeah, unless he's very.
Well, because
very
she's
good
visiting
looking
her
in
family
drag.
for fucking Christmas.
Unless he's very good looking in drag.
Or
That's
she's
terrible.
visiting her family for Christmas.
And it just so happens they're supposedly in New Mexico for 10 days during the
Hey, I'm
holidays.
not trying to dox anybody. I'm not trying to dox anybody.
No, I believe you. No, I knew as soon as when you're on when the first time I did live beer and you came on, you're a Jammer Fan, you was typing. I was like, yeah, Jammer's at work. He knows I'm live. But yeah, after we were on together and you finally came on, I still wasn't sure. I was like, man, it's probably his sister. He's got a sister or somebody doing this for him.
Oh, he was so upset too. He was just trying to figure it out.
I just can't imagine somebody would name their YouTube account.
He
after
was
me.
like Columbo trying to figure it out.
I wasn't like Columbo. I wasn't like investigating.
Yeah. By the way,
I actually
One
like
more
both
question.
you guys. I just had to make a username, and honestly, I identify a little more with Jammer just because we have a tiny bit more in common. But that just does not mean that I'm like against Shag Dog.
no.
I just
not
had to
against
pick a
you.
name. It should have been Spit or
You should
Swallow.
have put Spit or Swallow Fan.
Then that would have sounded pretty good. Yeah, see what happens there, you guys. You see what that would have done.
That's true. I would have got that when you're jumping on other people's channels. You're like, hi, I'm Spinner Swallow fan.
But I've actually kept the moniker all these years, and like I'll comment on other people's channels, and they don't understand what my username means, and I don't give a shit. I've been maintaining.
Have you ever explained it? Like someone asks, "What's your name?" Mean Jammer fan.
No, I'm usually like fuck you. Honestly, like I don't
Oh,
care.
you're supposed to promote. You're supposed to promote. Oh, there's these guys, a beer review on it. Yeah, there's one guy.
It's the
I don't want to
mysteriousness
like bow
of
to
it.
them or seem like
Look,
I'm
this
a.
is one guy in this show.
No,
His
it's the
name's Jammer.
mysteriousness of it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And if I was,
If they want
was
to research
gay,
it on
he
their
would be
own,
mine.
they have a better chance of clicking on your channel.
What's that? What'd you say, Jammer fan?
Sorry, I had to cough, but I had to like turn my head because I don't want to be all like COVID cough, even though I can't infect you. But people are all freaked out
You
about
never
the
know.
cough.
Go through the camera.
If you even like cough, because do you guys ever just naturally cough in life? Like
Yeah, I've been doing that tonight.
Yeah.
He does it all the time. He's got COVID.
So now you can't like. So I'm a natural cougher. Like everyone, I just like clearing my throat. Honestly, like I don't necessarily have to cough, but I just kind of like going. I'll just clear my throat because I want to just
Clear your
command
throat.
my voice. I want to clear my throat. But now with COVID, you fucking do that shit, and people are looking at you like you're a fucking zombie.
Yeah, he should know because he was at the restaurant or doctor's office, and you were at Walgreens,
Oh,
and you asked about the
my rash. I had a rash.
You asked about COVID testing.
Well, I had a rash. I broke out a rash for no reason, like my arms. It was on my sides, a little bit on my thighs.
Were you
And
coughing
he's telling
too?
me, "Oh, it's COVID."
Cough on top of the rash, shag dog.
And I looked up online, and there's a COVID rash, although it's usually people that are hospitalized. But I'm like, and I had it for like 5 days. It wouldn't go away, so I went into Walgreens because they do tests at Walgreens. I didn't know you had to call to do a test or CVS.
All right, go on.
And I go in there, I'm trying to do it discreetly. Ask the girl, the lines here, like new prescriptions, like pickups over here. I'm like, nobody's over there. Let me go ask her. And some old dude comes walking up behind me, gets real close to me. And go ahead, sir. Oh, no. Oh, you were here first, sir. What do you want? I'm like, you did a COVID test in here? Everybody hears it. They're like, the old man backs up. They're like, I said, I don't have any symptoms. I was just wondering. Oh, you have to call the number and schedule. I'm like, oh, okay. I was just wondering. I don't have any symptoms or anything. But I didn't say, hey, I got a fucking rash. This is what I should.
The rash was from you hanging out with that fat girl in the pool.
No, that was a long time ago. I don't know what the
would
rash
love for
is
you
from.
to
I
be
just
like,
broke out a
especially
rash.
this time of year, to be like, my balls look like Rudolph.
I think the
Yeah.
rash was actually
Rudolph's
an
nose.
anxiety rash, really. I think it really wasn't. My anxiety's up and
I tell
down. Every day I'm getting anxiety. It's like, oh, fuck, I can't breathe. And I don't think even though I have part of my lung cut out, I don't think it's that. I just think I have anxiety. I'm like, fuck, this world sucks. But I'm not really thinking that. I'm thinking it's something else, like my lung.
Why don't you go for 80% disability or something like that?
I should. So
The
I
military fucked you up.
I gotta get a VA one of these days.
Yeah, if the military fucked you up, man, there's no shame in that. It's not socialism if you're like fucking fucked up by the government, man. Well, hey, to be fair, you'd be getting benefits from the government, right?
To be fair, though, like you said, a lot of people get VA benefits that don't really need that shit. They just get it. Yeah.
But if you were maimed by the government, I think it's totally legit to take it.
And
That's all
messed
I'm
up
saying.
your nasal and
Oh, yeah.
ear
Yeah,
canal.
when they broke my wisdom tooth, I've been having sinus problems ever since.
messed up your broken arm.
My wrist.
Yeah, from when you were jacking it too much, you
Yeah.
said.
Well, sometimes it doesn't bother me too much, but once in a blue moon, I go like turn a door handle or something, and it's like a big shoot like a nerve pain or something.
And then your knee.
Probably some nerve damage there. That knee is from you.
Yeah, you going down on.
No, the knee's from, hey, yeah, we're going to Happy Days. Okay, I'll be there after work. My last day of training at the Accent Marketing. Get home. I'm like, I'm not going to drive, right? Take a taxi all the way there. Get there. No Jammer. No Rob. Try calling your house. Your mother said or your father said you weren't home. I'm like, that's back when we had regular. That's how long ago it was. 2000, right? Yeah, it was 2000. And then I find some Mexican guy I used to work with. He's like, hey, we're gonna have a party at my house afterwards. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Long story short, I hurt my knee that night.
Yeah. Walking home.
Walking home.
Walking home drunk for like 15 miles from his house.
Yeah. Well, this guy lived out from a road, so I figured I wanted to use a phone. He's like, oh, I don't have a phone. My uncle lived next door. Go into his house, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to some Mexican's house at 3 o'clock in the morning and use the phone. So I like, you know what? I go out 301, I know it's a couple blocks away. I'll get out there. I'll find a payphone out there somewhere. I'm walking, no payphone. I see a chain link fence. Finally, I kicked that shit, and I fucked my knee up when I kicked it. And then I spun around in the air, and I landed on the same knee and messed it up worse.
He was like Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
When he's all upset about the car being stolen and he's stuck out in the middle of the parking lot.
I think the point is, if you're like, I met this guy, long story short, I hurt my knees, and here we are. Like,
no, there's more to the story. You ready for the rest?
I'm
dragging. This is like, by the time I'm dragging, I get to the juice plant that I used to work at fucking like 7 o'clock in the morning. Before I get to the juice plant, I get to this restaurant, this little restaurant, I don't know what the hell it is. I go in there, I'm like, got a payphone. I'm like, I finally find a payphone. I'm like trying to call a taxi. Well, this place where we live up in north of Tampa, the city, their taxi company is based out of Clearwater, which is fucking down there in Pinellas County. Mm. So I'm calling. They're like, what's the address? I'm like, I'm at this restaurant in 301. Dude said, well, I need the address, sir. I'm like, I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck kind of fucked up town is, all these people are looking at me in this restaurant. And then I walk out. I'm still walking. I'm dragging the leg. I get to the juice plant at 7 o'clock in the morning now. All these people I used to work with are coming out, because I didn't work there anymore. Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I went to that bastard Juan. You remember him? Yeah, I went to that party, and my knees fucked up. Yeah, Juan Pablo. And my knees fucked up, and now I'm going home. And there's a taxi there. I told the security guard, I said, hey, can you call me a taxi? And a taxi pulls up, and he goes, that's not for you, that's for someone else. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And I told the taxi driver where I was going, where town I lived, and he goes, I'm waiting for someone else. I said, listen, fucker, right, this much money. Let's go. He took me home. Extra $10, yeah.
It's all because he met some guy.
Yeah. But anyway, I went home. I went to bed. Well, I got home, and I lived with my parents at the time because it was a couple of years after I got out of the Army. I was still living at the house, and my mother sees me get home. What happened? I'm like, Then she sees the back of my knee. She's like, oh my God, you gotta go to the hospital because it was all black and blue behind my knee. Where I kicked the fence. She asked me what happened. Of course, I lied for a couple of years. I just said, I forgot what the hell I said. I just fell down or something. I didn't say I kicked anything. That would maybe look stupid.
Well, I don't want to drag this on too long, guys. I want to bring Diddy on. Is he going to come on next?
Yeah, we'll get him on. So anyhow, I went to the hospital 3 hours later after I woke up, and
And this is the knee that contributed to him burning his hand.
The next year on New Year's Eve.
Interesting.
When he jumped the bonfire.
Yeah, we were jumping the fire. Some kid was jumping at 18 years old. Me and Jammer were like, oh, we can jump that. It's like a little fire, not bonfire. Campfire.
It's a bonfire.
We're jumping over it. That was beginning of the night, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Yeah, okay, we're drinking. Midnight, celebrating. Woo! Kid starts jumping over. Oh, all right, I'm going to jump over too. Jumped over. Landed on that knee. My knee went out, big pain. I'm like, fell backwards. My hand went into, the edge of the fire,
Where the coals were.
But my knee hurt so bad I didn't feel my hand burning.
Then he runs inside. We're taking him inside to wash his hand off, and he turns on the hot water on us.
Yeah, well, it had black coals embedded in my skin. I was trying to get that shit out.
Shit. Oh, man, that's not good. It reminds me of the episode of The Office.
The worst part of that story is I couldn't bowl for fucking 2 months.
Yeah.
But they did take my handicap score for the whole time, so that actually kind of helped us, I think.
Yeah. Handicap for sure.
Shag Dog, have you ever thought about being a manager at a paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania?
No. That's something to do with Joe Biden.
Office.
Oh. The Office. Oh, no. I thought it was Joe Biden.
Michael Scott injures himself trying to do a co-walk in
Michael!
Yeah, I don't even know if that place really exists, that paper company.
Dundon Mifflin. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Scranton, Pennsylvania exists though. It's a real
Yeah.
place.
Oh, yeah. I used to live by Scranton. I lived in Wilkes-Barre.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought you lived near there somewhere. I thought you
Yeah.
were.
Oh, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre is like pretty much, well,
So
not the same town.
yeah, you
Same metropolitan area, I guess.
could say it's your destiny to be like Michael Scott.
Yeah, I only lived in Wilkes-Barre.
I like how you say that. What's bar?
I say that because the guy I went to my high school, Rocket Ishmael, he's a Heisman Trophy runner-up. But when he played for Notre Dame, and he ran 2 touchdowns against Michigan University, the guy that was the announcer on TV was like, "That's Rocket Ishmael from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania." I was like, "Wilkes-Barre." It's Wilkes-Barre, but it's B-A-R-R-E. But the guy on TV pronounced it Wilkes-Barre, so I should call it Wilkes-Barre.
All right.
Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
We're going to start a new video, and we'll send you a link,
Rocket Ishmael.
and we'll have to send Diddy a link.
I am one of the few people you meet. I think I told you this a couple weeks ago.
What?
Went to high school, Heisman runner-up, 2 years ahead of me.
Well, I played football
Oh,
with...
yeah, I'm not done, Jammer.
Oh,
And high school alumni to a Heisman Trophy winner of, same high school. But he won the Heisman in 1958, 60, whatever hell year. First black Heisman Trophy winner, Ernie Davis, for Syracuse University.
Well.
Not too many people can tell you that, besides me and my deceased brother. That I went to high school with a Heisman runner-up and a high school alumni with a Heisman winner. Not too many people can say that, right?
Well,
Only 2 of us that I know of could say that,
now Jammer fan can identify.
and I'm the only living person that can say that. That I'm aware of.
I went to school with and played ball with Jim Courier, who...
Tennis player.
tennis player.
You played ball with him?
Played football.
He played football. Jim Curry did. Did he suck?
Baseball, football.
Did he suck at all those sports? Or he's a good tennis player.
But his family built a tennis court right on his house, and he really started focusing on tennis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, Hambrick, what's his name?
Oh, the Hamburg brothers.
Hamburg
Yeah, but they
brothers.
weren't really big.
They weren't big in football. And, of
They're
course...
good.
Yeah. And, of course, I will tell you a story about Michael Hambrick. In his class, he goes up to this girl who has her head on the table's desk, sleeping, like, holding her head like this. He walks up to the desk.
That was this Darren or the other one?
Mike.
Mike, okay.
Walked up, and he just whips it out and slaps it on the desk in front of her.
Whoa.
Well, Darren Hamburg wasn't too smart because when he used to play for the Cowboys. He did good for the Cowboys one year. He's a linebacker. Both of them played for the Cowboys at one point, but he played for the Cowboys when the other one didn't. He was a linebacker. He had the most tackles that year for the Cowboys. And then he got traded to Panthers, played Panthers one year, and the Panthers prepaid him, gave him a $10,000 check. But since he got cut or traded, he was supposed to give that money back.
Yeah, he
Wasn't supposed
didn't
to
give it
cash
back.
And he went ahead and cashed it anyhow. And yeah, he got in trouble. And then after that, you never heard of him again after that.
And then, of course, my cheerleader friend from Dallas, Cowboy cheerleader.
Yeah. That's true.
So I got a few, and I got a few more, but I can't remember all of them right offhand.
I don't have it as a lot.
I actually have a sports story if you guys want to hear it.
All right.
Go for it.
All right. So when I got out of high school, I had my dad's buddy had a video production company, and we got a gig working for a show called Unscripted with Chris Connolly. Chris Connolly was previously working for MTV at the time as a VJ. He was kind of like, a guy that was a little more regal looking. He looked like he should be like a Stone Phillips kind of like anchor guy, right? So anyways, he gets this job working for ESPN. We're doing Unscripted, and we're just shooting B footage and like extra roll stuff, and we're doing like locker room interviews. We're actually out there doing spring training footage stuff. So we're just shooting like stock background stuff. At the time, David Justice, you guys remember that guy?
Yeah.
I think he played for the Oakland A's.
Played for the Braves at one time, right? David Justice.
Yeah. So anyway, I remember doing we shot some like B-roll footage of him and got some like footage in it. Anyway, we hear that. So I was in Arizona at the time, and there was a big spring. You guys heard of all the spring training games in Arizona, right?
Yeah,
So I'm right in that area, and Muhammad Ali's in the audience. So Muhammad Ali's watching a spring training game, and ESPN calls my boss, who's the producer, and he wants us to go run up to Muhammad Ali. So we're up there, and we catch this moment where this fan goes up to Muhammad Ali, and he's like, "Hey, Muhammad Ali, I just want you to know that you're the greatest." And he looks at him, he's like, "The greatest?" And he's like, "Yeah, the greatest." And he's like, "Yeah." And we got like this awesome moment on camera where Muhammad Ali's like engaging with his fan, and I was the microphone guy, so I had like this like big fuzzy microphone like up above him, and I'm like doing all this stuff. I'm like 3 feet away from Muhammad Ali, dude, for real. And it was like just like 2 minutes, like maybe 90 seconds, maybe. It was a really quick thing. It wasn't like I even got to register what really even happened, you know?
Wow, that's what's really interesting about that story. You said you were 3 feet away from Muhammad Ali. If Muhammad Ali was erect, he was probably 1 inch away from you.
Way to disrespect Muhammad Ali, Shag Dog.
Hey, that's it. Muhammad Ali is the greatest.
Shag Dog would say, "It's okay. He's dead now."
He's the GOAT, greatest of all time. But
no, I was the fly on the wall. Like nobody would ever have recorded or known that I was there because I was the one helping doing the recording, right?
Yeah.
But it was interesting. That was like, that one day. It was like a bunch of like weird, crazy, famousy kind of people. At least in some realms.
I don't have any other famous people.
What?
I don't have any other famous people. You know what? I know. I met Ruben Blades' brother,
Lou Piniella.
Roberto Blades. You know who Ruben Blades is? You probably don't know who that is, but he's an actor, politician, musician, Panamanian. He plays in like Predator 2. He played in the Walking Dead, the spin-off one.
Dr. Paul Bearer.
Played a couple movies, The Soup with Joe Pesci, Ruben Blades. But when I was in Panama,
all the great films.
He ran for president of Panama, but I met his brother at a party. Never met Ruben Blades. Now, the other person I met vicariously to a famous person is Michael Jordan's sister-in-law. His brother was in the Army, and we're actually at the same place when I was in New Jersey, Fort Monmouth, New Jersey. And his wife I worked in the Army hospital there, and his wife worked down the hall for me, Bianca Jordan, his sister-in-law. Yeah.
Wow.
Are we going to
So there's my vicariously.
Are you going to really stretch it out to where, the sister-in-law of the brother-in-law of the cousin?
But maybe Bianca, a couple years later, went down the road to a Christmas party. There's one guy I worked with in the Army, and he was such a nice guy. I told Michael Jordan a story about me, for all I know, right?
I met Hank Williams Jr. and Vicky Skaggs, Bill Monroe.
Bill Monroe?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell is that?
Bluegrass.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, you've heard of him.
No, I haven't.
I am a man of constant
sorrow.
Huh?
I thought that was a song about
Boys. But he's the one who originally sung it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind me asking, what are you guys doing next? What can we look forward to?
I have no clue. Santa Claus.
We'll do the Santa Claus. Might as well get drunk.
Don't you guys have some like badass 10% beers hanging in the wings?
Yeah, if we knew you were going to be alone, I would have told Jammer, hey, let's go to Colorado for Christmas.
Yeah, right.
Get those some beer reviews there. And it could have been like,
what?
Hard Candy Christmas.
Dolly Parton?
Kind of color. Oh, that's Texas.
You guys would have had to bunk in the same room, though, so I don't know. Is that something you would
have? Oh, my God. I'd have to bunk with him?
He'd be all right. Hey, he snores, too. I got him on video camera snoring.
Yeah, it would be 2 sleeping bags in a smallish tent. It'd be
inside. Video camera snoring.
Inside. You guys would be in the guest bedroom.
All right.
Hard Candy Christmas.
Let's move on because Diddy's waiting.
Yeah, let's do it. We got to do some karaoke tonight, too.
All right. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Spitter Swap Beer Review. I'm Jammer.
Shag Dog.
And our special guest, Jammer Fan. We're going to come right back and do another video, Jammer Fan and Diddy. So stay tuned. Santa Claus, next video. Thanks for watching, commenting. subscribing, liking, sharing, tinkling the bell.
Yes.
What else?
Yeah, twinkle the bell.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I am Jammer.
Shag Dog.
Christmas extravaganza.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.